Hey guys, it's Detective here, and for today, the latest Pokemon Presents Showcase has given us a few details on upcoming updates and a few things on, already released games, like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Arceus, Pokemon Go, etc. But the biggest announcement that they've shown off is something that many of us thought they wouldn't do, and that was the latest and the upcoming generation of the Pokemon series, known as Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will be our next game in the series, and it will be getting a 2022 release, in which I assume it's either October or November. Most likely November, since that's always the date of when Pokemon games usually come out. So yeah, I did not expect this to get another generation right after we've gotten a couple new Pokemon games, like from this year and a couple months ago. So yeah, many fans and the Pokemon fans, and especially the Nintendo community, have some mixed feelings about this latest generation and all. Most of us are very excited about this upcoming generation, but the other parts of the community are not very happy on this, and let me just explain why. You see, there's just been a question that I just kind of asked when I saw this, and especially, recently and all, earlier today, and that was the question: was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a bad idea a bad move on Game Freak and the Pokemon Company's part? Because, like I said, many have mixed feelings about this, because no one expected them to make another generation so soon, right after the release of Arceus, which just came out a month ago, and then a couple months ago, on November last year, we've gotten the release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So, the fact that they're making, Scarlet and Violet this, generation 9 this soon is weirdly surprising, but there are reasons of why fans think that. One, I've already said why, because we just got Arceus last month, in which even though I never played Arceus just yet, I did hear that it is one of, the Pokemon Company's best ever games, and a very refreshing one for the series. And number two, and that's really the fact that Pokemon games in the past tend to weirdly be rushed at times. Like Pokemon X and Y, even though the game has been, over 10 years old at this point, I can really say that they did introduce a few things, such as a brand new Fairy type, Mega Evolutions, and at least the story itself is very interesting. I can definitely say the same thing for Sun and Moon, especially with the Z moves, and a very interesting variety of many Pokemon in the Alolan region. And who cannot forget Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which, another iteration of the same game. That's really interesting to say the least. And especially, I do like the premise of the story where I forgot who the character's name was. It Lusamine? I cannot recall, but the story, Pokemon Sun and Moon it introduces a few new mechanics, and what can I not forget? The National Dex. And then there is Pokemon Sword and Shield, in which kinda is one of the few games that I've seen felt weirdly rushed in terms of story, and I guess you can say the quality. Now look, quality doesn't really matter to me, alright? But from the fans' perspective, it's really because Pokemon games tend to really be rushed because of how weird the quality is, the gameplay, and the biggest problem when it comes to Sword and Shield was the fact that they remove Z moves and Mega Evolutions and introduces Gigantamaxes, in which I do not mind Gigantamax. I just kind of think they're a little boring and all. And also the story premise felt a little off to me and such. But then we get to one of the remakes of the past Pokemon games. Well, I wouldn't call them remakes. I would consider them as remasters. In which, if you want to know the difference between remaster and remakes, remasters is basically, updating the game to a modern era, except changing almost changing almost nothing about the game. While remakes, such as Final Fantasy VII Remake, changes the entire thing and changes the entire story while staying true to the original. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is one of them. First off, is that, as the fans noted out, is that the quality and especially the story feels so oddly jarring, to say the least, and many fans say that this is weirdly one of the worst games. I don't mind it whatsoever, since I'm a casual Pokemon player, but I do have to agree on them on this part, since I felt like they would have at least given out some potential, especially to new Pokemon fans. But then there's Arceus, in which this latest entry is one of the most refreshing things Game Freak has ever produced and made. Arceus, like I said, I'd never played Arceus yet. I don't think I'll ever will, ever since, the announcement of Scarlet and Violet and all. I know it's a dumb move of me, but what can I say about this? I've seen good reviews from them, I've seen good gameplay, but the fans I've seen already is, whining about the quality. My point, yeah, it's basically the Pokemon community really, the Pokemon community tends to get a little toxic at times, in which I don't really want to get involved in this, but they don't really have to go that much on the quality. What matters is the gameplay and the story, and that's the other thing I want to mention. Unlike Arceus, the past Pokemon games, Arceus actually feels refreshing. It's more of an semi-open world RPG, while in the past Pokemon games, from, here to now, is more into, turn-based RPGs, which has been a thing since the very beginning. So yeah, that's kind of one of the couple reasons I really have to mention about this. There is a reason why fans do not want to see Generation 9, and I was on board with them. But I did have a little, I guess you can say, optimism in me, where I do think there will show up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And the one thing I might is that the question that has yet to be answered is that, was this basically a bad move on Game Freak and all? To me, I don't think so, because the thing, when I saw the trailer, I think this game looks very promising, because if you look at some of the screenshots in the official website, especially when you go to here and then, go into a few stuff and all, this game looks very different. I've already seen many fans thinking that this Pokemon game looks like a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1, maybe a PlayStation 3 game, in which I don't think so. This game definitely looks like it belongs to the Switch, while games such as Pokemon Sword and Shield feels weirdly unfinished at times. This one looks really finished and somewhat, and not only that, the website also confirmed that it's gonna be an actual open world game. Yes, Arceus did kind of have that, but it's sort of semi-open world instead of a fully open world game. Which is really one of the reasons why I want to say this, is that do not judge the book by its cover. We don't know much about any more details until this comes out this year of late 2022. And who knows, they might show it off more at this year's E3. So all I can say is that this game, many fans has to at least give it a chance. I know many do not want to see another generation, but I don't mind whatsoever. This looks very great, and I love the quality, and especially the designs of the starter Pokemons and the main characters and all. I know many do not like the male protagonists, as I've been hearing saying that, the male protagonist looks like the biggest dweeb of all time. I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see until they show more in the future. Let's just not wait. Let's just not, get a bit too hasty. We don't know much about it. So I don't think this was a big mistake. I'm actually very excited for another generation. I can't wait to see what the story is going to be like. And since this is open world, I wonder if they're going to keep the whole Arceus aesthetic, or go back into the more traditional turn-based RPG. But that's just my first impressions and my thoughts on what I think about it. What are your impressions on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Do you think this is a bad idea, or do you not mind, and are very excited to see this in the future, and what Game Freak has to show us more in the future? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. And so with that, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, follow my Twitter, and if you guys do not want to subscribe, then that's completely fine with me. And remember this: once a legend, always a legend. Like a Hellcat.